Hey guys, Kirk here, Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Shit I Never Knew. Today we're going to talk about bolt pattern 101. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on things that we get a lot of questions about for customer service, emails, calls, and things that people are just confused about. So we're going to run through a few different wheels here, a few different styles, and hopefully I help you understand what the bolt pattern is and what you might receive when you get your wheels and tires. Let's go.
So big in the windows black, got the knob all lit up, double chrome down stacks. Yeah, we love to get them dirty, but still they so clean. Custom Offsets team stands the team, we on top of it now. We ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready for taking over the game.
All right, so when you're on Custom Offsets website and you're looking through all the wheels, you pick a wheel, and even if you pick a wheel entire package, you scroll down to the bottom and you'll see it in red. It'll say, let's say you have a Chevy 1500. It'll say 6x5.5 and it'll be bolded in red. Next to that, you might see that 6x135 is also selected. What that means is that is a dual drilled wheel. And in this case, this is a 5-lug dual drilled wheel. The 6-lug is over there, but as a covered center cap. We'll get to that point later. But the point of this matter is with alloy wheels, manufacturers don't make two molds for both wheels. It's too expensive for them. So what they did is they made it two bolt patterns. So in this case, this is 5x150 and 5x5.5. So this will fit some Toyota Tacomas and also Ram 1500s. And what that does is that eliminates part numbers, it eliminates mistakes, and it saves money. So this manufacturer made a dual drilled 5-lug wheel. And what they'll be able to do with that is they can sell this to two different vehicles now, and it saves a ton of time and a ton of money. And a big misconception we get is okay, let's go back to the Chevy. So I ordered for my 2015 Chevrolet 1500, and I know I have 6x5.5 bolt pattern. And your website said 6x139.7. You're sending me the wrong wheels. No, we're not. It's the same thing. What some manufacturers do is they use inches instead of millimeters, or millimeters versus inches. So essentially, a lot of Chevys, there's really no rhyme or reason to it, but Chevy is 6x5.5. in inches. In millimeters, obviously that's 6x139.7. While as Ford 6-lug, you'll see is listed as 6x135 instead of 6x, I believe it's 5.3 inches. It's just an easier way to keep things designated, and it's easier for manufacturers and people to understand to differentiate between the two. In some cases, there's no rhyme or reason why it is in inches, but in most cases, it's just because it's easier. In Ford's case, 8x170, I personally don't, off the top of my head, know what that is in inches, but it's a decimal where it doesn't make sense, so it's easier to stay 8x170. So in this case, like I said, this is 5x150 and a 5x5.5. So when you're mounting your wheels up and it's not fitting, don't worry, test the other set of holes, it will fit. And if you're still having fitment issues, don't try to force it on. A wheel should never be having to force on. Shoot us an email, give us a call, and we'll check the part number, send us a picture if you're worried, we'll check it, and then we'll make you sure. And if you're really worried, I could switch to the back side, I'll show you the front. To measure your bolt pattern, it's very simple. In this case, it's a dual 5-lug, so you go directly across from each other. You go from the center of the far right corner to the center of the far across corner and measure this distance. This will give you the second portion of your bolt pattern. So in this case, 5x5.5, that means it's a 5-lug, 5.5 inches across, and that gives you your Ram 1500 bolt pattern. In the case of 5x150, if you're measuring the second bolt pattern, that would be 150 millimeters, and whatever that would equivalent to into inches. So that should help you understand that portion. And to jump next, I'll get into why some have a covered center caps while some don't. So in this case, this does have a center cap, but we kept it off for the purpose that we have a dual 6-lug wheel right here. 99% of your fuel wheels will come looking just like this. They'll have a covered center cap and you won't be able to see anything. But if I took that cap off, it would look just like this. There would be 12 holes, obviously instead of 10 because that is a dual 6-lug, and it'll be all covered up. A lot of the new wheels are coming out with exposed lug nuts because spike lugs are the cool thing to do. And you might be wondering, why does all of American Force wheels have exposed lug nuts? That is simply because they're forged. Every wheel is custom made per order, so it's not a mold. This cast wheel is poured into a mold, and here you go, now it's a alloy wheel, and there's less part numbers, dual drilled. All custom built, so they custom make them per order, per bolt pattern, per size, per everything. So that's why they're exposed. And this is when you'll be able to run the spike lug nuts, where on neither of these wheels you can. it just wouldn't look very good because you'll have an extra 5 or 6 or even 8 holes. They do make dual drilled 8-lug wheels. It's pretty rare, but there are a couple of companies that do make them. So another quick question we always ask is, why can't I run spike lug nuts on my dual drilled 6-lug, 5-lug, 8-lug wheel? You can, it just wouldn't look that good because you would see the other 5 or 6 or 8 holes. So I hope this explanation kind of wraps up the difference between inches and millimeters in bolt patterns and helps you measure. So if you get them and you try to put them on and the shop doesn't know why they're not fitting, it just might be that they've never seen a dual drilled bolt pattern. Try the other set of holes, and if you're still having issues, let us know and we'll be here to help. So if there's anything else that I missed or anything you want to see in the next video, let us know and we'll be here to help. Otherwise, see you next time.